Hello and welcome, my friends. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for the continuing support. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Whatever you ended up doing, whether it was just kicking back at home, spending time with family, if you stayed in town, went out of town, I hope it was kind of nice. And this is my first video now that we're back into the new year. I took a little bit of a break, as you know, and it was lovely, but I do have to say I had so many things I wanted to get done, this canvas being one of them, but I'll go into that into my video, but life had other plans, of course. So I'm going to dive in. I'm still working on the succubus. I'm getting a little bit closer to the end. If I move my tray here, you can see now the canvas is upside down. I'm working at the top now, so this is her, the back of her head and her horns coming out, and then this pink part is the moon. So I'm got about two and a half-ish rows left to work on. So not too bad, I'm getting there, but I had, like I said, been hoping that I could have finished this canvas up and had it ready for its post-review for you already. Yeah, we'll get into all of that. Life had some other plans for me. Let's see, today I'm filming this. It is Friday morning, and per usual, the kiddo is off with his grandparents having his little weekly visit and sleep over, as long as nothing crazy happens. Things have been kind of crazy and stressful. There's some family behind the scenes family stuff going on right now that I don't really talk much about on this channel right now. I mean, eventually I'll probably maybe tell the story a bit, but there's a bit of that going on anyways. So even though the kiddo's at the grandparents', that could change and we might have to go pick him up. Has nothing to do with my son, so that's all good. He's getting ready here to go back to school on Monday, so I don't know about anybody else who's had their kiddo home for all Christmas break, but he's ready to go back. I'm ready for him to go back. He gets kind of bored and stir crazy when he's home for that long, because he's a very, very busy, active little boy, and he loves taking the bus to school and going to school. I'm often being told there's another student there that he in particular really ends up missing, and will run up and greet them in the morning and is always kind of sharing his toys with it and kind of getting that other kid involved in activities with him. So that's nice that he's kind of found another kid that gets him, and he obviously gets that kid. So that's good. As for our holidays, I took a little break from the channel. I had been kind of hoping to do a little bit more behind the scenes stuff, but that's okay. December had been a very crazy month, as it was for our family, with us being sick and everything. But then right as kind of just before the holidays hit, my hubby ended up with a really, really bad tooth infection that kind of had him down and out, and so I was the main kiddo caretaker again, and so I didn't really have a lot of downtime because busy with that kiddo and looking after him. And I mean, it's not like having a normal kid where you can just kind of kick back and relax a whole bunch. He's very active, and he wants to spend time with you and wants you to spend time with him and kind of play with him and stuff like that. And then there's, of course, the medical side of things where he's fed via a G-tube. So he gets 4 feeds a day where we're hooking him up to a line and putting his food through that line straight into his stomach. And he doesn't like to sit and stop for too long, so we've, of course, he has to sit for that, and he can't really move around, otherwise he'll pull everything out. So getting him to sit for that can be challenging at times. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff involved, and mostly we kind of kick back. We did go to our local zoo. They had a what they call zoominescence, which they put up a bunch of lights throughout the zoo at night and turn them on, and then you can kind of walk around the zoo and visit any of the animals that are more night animals. So last time we were able to see the wolves, the Arctic wolves, but they were hiding this time. The seals were sleeping this time. Last time they were active when we went the last year or the year before, I can't remember. But we did get to see the bobcats and the fox and a couple of other animals, which of course my son loves all of that. We saw the serval cat as well. So we did that, and that was kind of my mom's little birthday celebration as well. So we had brought in, or they had brought, my sister was in town, so they had went to a bakery and bought and ended up bringing some cupcakes for us to kind of stop at a table or bench and nibble on. So we found a little indoor spot that we could do that. So that was like a little celebration thing that we did. I don't know if I mentioned us doing that event, I guess, because that was at the beginning of December. I could be repeating myself now that I think about it. As for our actual holidays, we stayed in town, but we have quite a bit of family that's in town. And as I was saying, the hubby wasn't feeling that great. He was drugged up and kind of sleeping a lot, or had a warm compress kind of pressed to his face to help with the pain. So he wasn't really involved much with the kid. I kind of took over in that aspect. But our Christmas shopping, because of everything going on, with everybody being sick, and then finally by the time I got better, the husband wasn't better, so we ended up doing most of our shopping very last minute. Very, very last minute. We ended up keeping it simple because of that. We just did stocking stuffers and our main gift to each other, and then got my parents a little something. Got the dog some dog treats, made sure the kiddo had his stuff, but that was about it. He woke up in the morning and was able to make breakfast, which my parents and aunt who live in town came over and joined us for that. Ended up making some waffles with the waffle maker, and then he makes it's a mango sauce with frozen mangoes and a little bit of orange juice to kind of help sweeten things up, and then kind of makes like a little bit of like a sauce that you put over the waffles with chunks of mango in it. It's essentially what it is. And then we add whipped cream. We also, of course, put out the syrup and normal kind of stuff that you would put on the waffles as well for anybody that wanted that, so there was a choice. Most, of course, my parents and my aunt love the mango when he does that, the mango sauce, so they did that. And I mean, in our waffle maker, it makes a fairly large waffle, so you usually only need to eat like one 1.5. So we did that for breakfast, and then we got into our present opening here at our house, and that was mainly the kiddo opening his stuff. And then once that was kind of said and done, my husband was feeling pretty bad, so he ended up drugging up and going and laying down. And I ended up packing up the kiddo's stuff and like my cell phone and a book and that kind of thing, and I went over to my parents' place with the kiddo and my aunt, and they got the turkey going and the dinner going and all of that, and then we just kind of hung out there having some tea and coffee, chit-chatting and hanging out. The kiddo went down for his nap there, and then we woke up and had our, or he woke up, and by that time it was closer to the evening, and my hubby had woken up and he was starting to feel a bit better, so he joined us for the dinner over at my parents'. Then we just kind of hung out there afterwards and had some after dinner coffee, hot chocolate, tea, whatever anybody kind of felt like, and chit-chatted a little bit more. And then we brought the kiddo home for his last feed and put him down for the night. So that was our Christmas day. So it was pretty, pretty laid back. We didn't really have to go too far. My parents only live like an 8-10 minute drive from our house, so it's not like we even had to cross the city or anything like that, which is really nice. And then what else? Boxing Day, we didn't go do any shopping because like usually that would be what Canada would consider its Black Friday. They usually have a whole pile of sales and deals, but it's always far too busy, and honestly I don't find the sales that great that I feel like I'm missing out on much. So unless I'm really needing or looking for something and wanted a deal, then I don't usually do any of that. I went once and it was a gong show and kind of got what I wanted and all of that, and so yeah, unless there's something I'm wanting, I don't usually go out of my way to go shopping on Boxing Day. We kind of hung around the house and just kick back, let the kiddo enjoy his new toys and all that. The hubby was still feeling kind of crappy too, so I ended up kind of being the putter together of toys and putting stickers on some of the toys and that, because the kiddo had gotten a new whole kitchen play set from the grandparents, so I had to kind of put those together, screw it together, put some stickers on it, that sort of thing. And then he got from us a Paw Patrol Night Castle playset thing that comes with Chase and a dragon and stuff like that. So that was a little, like, most of that was put together, but it had stickers to go on various different rooms and furniture, and so I ended up kind of sitting down and doing that with him and playing. And then eventually this time the hubby went to he got his dental specialist appointment moved up because he was in so much pain, and so he went and got that dental surgery done that he needed to, and got put on some antibiotics and painkillers and all that, and he's just kind of recovered from most of that now. Like, he still has to obviously be careful. He's going to be going for a couple months. They're going to end up doing a bridge for him. So now that he's kind of pretty much back to baseline, everybody else is back to baseline, the kid's about ready to go back to school, I can kind of come back now and focus on the channel again and my diamond painting a little bit easier, because I don't have to be as focused on making sure the house is, not that I don't, but you know, I can kind of take breaks for myself a little bit easier, and I don't have to be as focused on making sure the kiddo is entertained, because the hubby feels better enough now that he can kind of spend some time with him. And our son definitely noticed that he had been not around as much, hanging out with us and all of that, and he kind of knew that he was back in the bedroom on those few days when he wasn't feeling well and had been sleeping a lot and using painkillers and stuff to kind of try to dull the pain as much as he could, because that was fun. Since my son knew he was back there, he'd go running out of the living room and down the hallway to our bedroom, and he'd barge in, and so I was constantly up and down, pulling him out of the bedroom, going, we gotta let Dad be. Gotta let Dad sleep, Dad's not feeling well, that sort of thing. And our son never really fully understands stuff like that. He just knows, you know, one of us is in there. Why aren't we out with him, spending time with him, sort of thing. So that was kind of fun. And of course my mom had gone down at the same time to visit my sister, who or lives down in Claresholm, yeah. And went down and visited them right around just after Christmas there. So he had missed a weekend over at Nanny's as well, so he was definitely all up in our grill wanting to do things. And now that he's been home for about 2 weeks because of the holidays and all of that, he's got his little cabin fever starting to sink in, where he's getting bored. He doesn't really want to be at home doing much. Nothing's new anymore. His new Christmas toys are old Christmas toys now. Not that he still doesn't enjoy playing with them, because they're newer than the rest of his toys. There's definitely still that, but he's not as focused in on them as he was like the day of, or a couple days after, that he normally does. So yeah, he has his cabin fever. So it's good that he's, you know, with his grandparents for like the next 24 hours here. They were hoping to take him sledding, get him out sledding, and they usually, they've got a chocolate lab. He's older now, but he still goes out for his walks. So our son loves that. He loves to walk dogs. So they usually take him for those, and he actually likes to hold the dog leash and walk the dog himself. We can't with our dogs. We've got two, but I mean, he always has to hold one of the dogs' leashes. And our older guy now, he doesn't usually do long walks, or winter walks anymore. It's just too hard on him. He will barely go a couple of steps before he lays down and kind of lets us know, okay, I'm done. He mostly now lounges and sleeps around the house. Kind of just enjoys his little doggy life and the comfort of his home. And then goes out into his yard and does his business that way. So that was mainly our holidays, just kind of doing stuff like that. Pretty laid back, pretty simple, didn't do a whole bunch, didn't go and do a whole bunch. I had been hoping to do New Year's with one of my best friends, but the hubby had just had his dental surgery, so he wasn't really feeling 100%, and he wasn't able to drive anywhere and stuff like that, and we ended up having the kiddo for New Year's Day. We could have had him over at my parents', but we decided to send him on his usual Friday night because my hubby was recovering and he was barging into the room every 5 minutes, and so my husband wasn't really able to not worry about him, and he kept knocking him in the mouth a little bit and things like that. So we figured, okay, well, we'll, maybe it's better to do the Friday and just do a low-key New Year's. So that's what we did. We had a very low-key New Year's. In fact, we didn't have anybody over. I didn't end up celebrating it like I thought maybe I would with my one best friend there, because she was dog sitting, and so she had that dog at her place, and so it would have worked better for me to go to her place, but because of my husband's situation, it was better for me to stay home. So we just I gave her an IOU that, we need a weekend or a night where we get together and have some wine and chit-chat, hang out, watch a movie, whatever. Whatever we decide we feel like doing, pretty much. Sometimes we do crafty things, sometimes we just literally sit back, chit-chat, have some drinks, watch shows, movies, crime, whatever. So I gave her IOU. She did stop by, though, on Boxing Day, briefly, just to drop off my Dermot CD that she had got me for Christmas, and I was able to give her what I'd gotten her. It wasn't anything crazy because my husband hasn't really been working much, but I gave her some face masks, and there were these like a little box of tea bags that were all the spices to make mulled wine. So basically, it tells you based off how much mulled wine you're making. So you choose your red wine, and add the tea bags and do a little boil over the stove kind of thing to get all the spices to soak in and all of that. So I gave that to her when she stopped by, so we were able to at least do a little quick gifty exchange. And then since the new year, the hubby's just been recovering. Now that he's recovered, we've kind of gone back to a little bit of a... Sorry about the yawn. Still kind of waking up here. It's, it's late morning, but my insomnia has been kicked in for the last bit, and so it's been taking me forever to fall asleep. So yeah, I'm a little tired right now, but that's okay. Where was I? The hubby was recovering, so I was able to do a little bit more diamond painting here at the start of the new year, and kind of get a little bit of away time from the kid, who, after watching him for as long as I have, was kind of starting to push all my patience buttons a bit, and the patience was wearing a little thin. So I was able to kind of snag a little bit of away time to diamond paint and take a wee bit of a break there. And just looking at my canvas for a second there. I have been able to get back into diamond painting again. Kind of consider coming back, and when do I start making videos again for the channel. I had been hoping that I would have had kind of some more me time, but that's okay with the kid going back to school. I'll get that again too, because he goes for full days Monday through Thursday. And then what was that on Monday? Yes, Monday. My aunt absolutely adores my little guy, and she used to come over weekly and just hang out with him and play with him and let him kind of guide her from activity to activity. And they usually do some finger painting together, little crafts, playing of course, flipping through books, whatever. So she came over on Sunday and started that back up again because she was kind of missing them and missing him in that time. So my husband went and picked her up and brought her over, and so she did that for a couple of hours on Monday there. And then the rest of the week has just been us doing our thing. And today now we are on our Friday already. So things are, yeah, it's our weekend, and so we kind of go into our weekend stuff where the kiddo has his grandma, nanny and papa visit. He'll come home tomorrow from that, so we pretty much have all day and to do what we want, get some downtime away from the kiddo, get a little bit of a sleep in before he comes home and terrorizes us again. Yeah, that's about it. Usually on the weekends, both me and the hubby work on videos and editing, and he does at night. He live streams for his channel. I end up doing diamond painting, coloring, catching up on my shows, hanging out with the dogs, that sort of thing. Sometimes we'll go out and get some stuff done too. It just really depends kind of what mood we're in. Right now we're both kind of like, it's also been, it's our winter, and our winter's nothing but snow. Snow, snow, snow. Ice. Usually fairly gloomy, not very many kind of sunny days, so you kind of almost go into like a hibernation mode. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We don't really feel like doing much but kicking back at home and enjoying what we enjoy at home. Sometimes we'll sit down and watch a movie together, or anime, or a show or something like that. I don't know. We kind of decide as we go. Right now we've kind of both said we'd like to work on some videos, so that's what we're spending our day doing, working on some videos and stuff like that. We'll figure out dinner later, and then, like I said, evening he'll probably do his streaming, I'm guessing. That is usually what I'm sorry about that. My camera ended up, I thought I had everything all nice and recorded, and my camera ended up dying on me, and so this is why now it looks like I've got a bunch more done, because of course I just kept going, and then continued to kind of go while it was getting transferred over to my computer, and then I was looking at it, oh, I missed out on the ending. So anyways, here's a little bit more progress on the section I've been working on. And so I'll continue with the rest of the whip and chat, the ending part that you never really caught on to. I had left off kind of just talking about the hibernation, winter stuff, and plans for tonight sort of idea, which is alrighty. The only other thing that I was really going to add in was that I've started my hashtag DPBigButts 23 canvas, which this one probably would have or could have worked because she's got her butt in it, but that's alright. I just got one off Amazon that I'm working on of a curvy lady sitting in a vineyard drinking a glass of wine. So that's the one that I've started working on for the event. I will end up, of course, sharing that as a post-review video once I complete that canvas. But if you guys are interested in joining the event, it started January 1st and runs until the end of the month. So plenty of time if you have a canvas. The host is Pencil Surprises and the co-host is Diamond Grandma. If you want to qualify for any of the prizes, you'll want to be subscribed to both those ladies. Very wonderful. They're laid back, so really the only rules for the event are your interpretation of big butts. It could be human, it could be the bottom of a piece of fruit, it could be an animal that has a big butt. So lots of great options. They don't necessarily have to be a licensed canvas. It's really just meant for, hopefully you kind of have something in the stash that fits, or you can buy a budget-friendly one fairly quick and easy. But yeah, and then you can join and post the hashtag in either one of their groups. So I can link up all that information, both those wonderful ladies' channels, if you want to go and support them as well if you're not already part of their channel. You can join the group, you can join the event, they would love it. So far it's been quite fun. There's a few of us doing different curvy ladies that I've seen so far. Different canvases. I've seen an elephant. Somebody's there's some people doing the elephants. What else have I seen? Any others? I think so far that's all I've seen posted. Not everybody is doing like daily updates, just this is kind of in my progress, or they'll all of a sudden 3 days later, this is day 3 progress. That sort of thing, so it's not a hard event to follow. Yeah, so I'll of course link up all that information below if that's something you're interested in, if you have a canvas that fits. But yeah, so I started working on that. I work on basically a section or two of one, and then I switch over to the other one. So right now those are my 2 current work in progresses, is that one for the event and then this one, which hopefully, like I said, there's only about 2.5, 3 rows left on it, so hopefully I'll be done that soon, and then I can share the actual full finished video on this canvas and what I've thought of it so far. Other than that, I don't think there is really anything that's super new and exciting that needs to be discussed in the whip and chat for the time being. I've kind of caught you all up on life and what it's tossed my way lately for the most part, and what I'm working on, and where I have to figure out, of course, once I'm done Succubus, what canvas am I going to work on next. It'll probably be another Diamond Art Club, because that's most of my stashes that are budget friendly. So what I did, which I thought might be kind of fun, is I put all the names of the Diamond Art canvases on a wheel, a name wheel, by the name of the art piece, and I'm just going to spin it at random and see what it gives me and get that one up and give her a go. So that should be a fun way to choose my next canvas. We'll give that a try, see see how that goes, and then I'll dive in, of course, and all that good stuff. And yeah, I will see you guys. I think that's kind of the end right now, so I'll see you guys all, of course, hopefully in the next video here. And I hope you all have a great weekend and a great day, a great evening, and these ones do not want to come off of this pen right now, so of course I'm getting distracted while I'm saying all of this. Yeah, so I'll see everybody, of course, in the next video. And we'll wrap this one up and call it a day, and have a nice one. Bye.